hopping in to a brand new Poodle draft on Underdog Fantasy. Let's get right on into it. Man, another day, another new draft on Underdog Fantasy, man. They are just literally just pumping out new contests left and right. They had the puppy last week that just filled up. I think was it last week? Yeah. And then now they're opening the Poodle. Next thing we're gonna get is the German Shepherd, and it's just gonna keep on flowing. It's exciting. We're getting deep into best ball summer. It's only May, but soon enough we're gonna be saying it's only June. And it's only July, and then there's the season. So it comes at you fast. So, anyways, my name's Finding Value Fantasy. Just trying to provide some fun content to at least be able to look back at my own mistakes, not mistakes, good decisions, bad decisions, and kind of like learn from it, and also try to just provide some sort of value to other people and myself, and just try to. And fantasy related type stuff. So I'm very excited to keep working on this and keep growing and trying to succeed in this. And I'm not really aiming for anything specific. I just want to have fun and draft, and I already do that already, so I'm not really worried about it too much. I'm just excited to be able to share my my strategies and just thoughts that I go through my head, because I do consume a lot of content. I learn from other people, and it's a blast. It's a really good time. So I appreciate anyone hanging out, and looks like we're like 9 subs away from the goal. So, baby steps, try to hit 25 subs soon, and that would be awesome. So let's put on some jams. Start with this for now. See what the vibe's like. So yeah, I don't. Looking at the contest structure, I don't really think it should change much. It's like 130, 134 in the finals. So I guess if you max the tournament, $7, 20 max. So if you max the tournament, you get one team in the finals, you get $10 profit, you get 150 back for 140 entries. So that's interesting, I guess. So I'll see if I max it or not. I'll try to. It's been filling extremely fast, and I like doing fast drafts preferably, but we'll see what we decide to do. Still working on some more stuff. The one main thing I do want to add, I'm going to try to work on it maybe this weekend or next. Try to get the overlay set up, so I have just something else other than this blue background, and kind of can adjust the screen. Oh, this draft is ripping. Oh man. Okay. Drafting at the end of the first round, it's just not a good time, man. It's just not a good time. It never feels good. It never feels good. Let's see if we can do this. Maybe get some week 17 correlation right away. Get the the Raiders playing the Colts. So in a week 17, and that goes. I mean, I'll just. I think spike week wise, it makes more sense to go Garrett Wilson. I think Amon-Ra, I feel like, is a good buy on DraftKings for PPR, but I'm trying to think about it. I was watching some ETR content, and Levitan was kind of talking about kind of remembering what the site is like and how that Underdog is going to be very heavy on yards and touchdowns, and kind of made me start thinking a little bit differently. Not that people that, players that get a lot of receptions isn't valuable. It's just, I don't know, something to think about, I think. And I feel like sometimes people forget how important that is. It's half a point. Seems like it's not a lot, but it definitely makes a difference on the value of a player if they, if they're getting 5 to 10 receptions a game compared to someone that gets maybe 1 reception, 100 yards. What's up, Cole? Best ADP value and worst at each position. Man, that's a tough question. I'd have to say right now, it really depends because it's gonna shift a lot. In my opinion, I really like. Let me find the pocket I was looking for here. I really like taking a bet on these Baltimore receivers. You know, in terms of like whether or not like there's one specific top value, it's hard to say just because, you know, Zay, Bateman, and Odell, like they're not all gonna hit, but I think there's a really strong chance that two of them do. So picking, you know, two of those guys, and my bet is on Bateman and Flowers, but you know, if you make a case for Odell, you can. But right now, I think the best values are like these later round guys that could go up a lot more, like Jaden Reed and Marvin Mims. They've already been moving up a lot, and they're still probably going to move up a little bit more. But they got second round draft capital, Jaden Reed and Mims, and you know there's a path for both of them to get on the field more. Mims more so just talent, and maybe Sutton gets traded middle of the season, early in the season. Just gives them a path to be in the two right away on the Broncos. And then Jaden Reed also, I think he could easily just, you know, leapfrog Romeo Dobbs. He has higher draft capital, and yeah, he just could be a really strong play. I really like Jaden Reed, just like as a prospect, especially with the draft capital. That's the main thing. And then like worst values, it's hard to say. I personally think that elite quarterback is important in getting these like really top guys, but like this range of like Herbert, Lawrence, I just don't see the upside as much, especially with T-Law. It's hard to see. I guess if we're looking for the worst pick. Swift is definitely one of the scariest plays just because he could easily just have 5 touches a game and be not, you know, easily not pay off this ADP, but he could end up having, you know, 15, 12 touches a game and be extremely valuable. So I'm not quite sure about who I feel like is the worst value, but there's definitely a lot of players I'm passing more often than not. ETN, I pass a lot on because I just feel like that he's going to get his work kind of taken from him a little bit this year in terms of like ETN and Tank Bigsby that they drafted. I could really see just a kind of same as last year type of situation where ETN doesn't get many pass down work. So, okay, so we're wrapping up here. I would love to have Mark Andrews here. Okay, I think that's where I'm going to go. And hopefully I can grab one of these guys. I mean, I just said I didn't like ETN that much, but it's kind of hard to say who I want here. Maybe I'll just rip another receiver. You've been doing a lot of drafts, Cole. You've been firing off Underdog. You just like watching it. All right, let's see. This is a tough decision here. I just don't think okay, I'm gonna go Christian Watson. I think I'm just gonna start hammering running back a little bit later and kind of go like a 0 RB build here. And that could be fun. Let's see here. Yeah, it's hard to see here. I'm trying to decide what I want to do at running back because these are my top. I love taking Ramondre, Jacobs, Brees, JT, even Henry. I will take some shares of if I get them at the right price. But it's just hard to sell me on these other running backs in this range. envious of my my highest exposure through 11 BBMs. Feel like he's locked in starting role, being the only true one outside there. Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think the Chiefs' offense is just interesting because you could get Mahomes and you could stack him with Kelsey, or you could just stack him with like 4 different receivers and just kind of like, you just know that like 2 or 3 of them, they're all cheap. So, like a couple of them are going to end up getting weird roles in the offense, or they might get solidified roles. And you're going to reap the benefits of it because, you could just see MVS scoring 102 any week. You could see Sky Moore getting 100 and a touchdown any week. You could see Rashee Rice having a good week. You see Tony having 2 touchdowns in 1 week. So it's just, the offense is going to be good. And I think it's a good bet to make on MVS. I haven't been taking up too much, but whenever I take Mahomes, because I don't really take Mahomes much, whenever I take Mahomes, I'm always looking for MVS, Tony, Sky, Rashee Rice. I'm always looking to stack like 2 or 3 of them every time. I actually did a draft earlier today. Took Mahomes, and then I grabbed MVS, Sky, and who did I grab after that? Rashee Rice after that. It's hard to say. I think Tony's could be the one, but he also could just be there and maybe not play much. Maybe he's just not the type of player that plays a lot of snaps. So I did like that take, Cole. 11 BBMs deep. Yeah, I think I'm at 6. I'll see how much I end up doing. I did quite a bit last year, but I'll figure out what I want to do. Kenneth Walker, I like taking at a value. Let's pull up the draft board here. So 7 quarterbacks off the board so far. 4 tight ends off the board. This is a good range for tight end too. I really like taking some of these tight ends here. I think there's some value in these elite tight ends, these late ones, because how bad tight end was last year, you're getting a discount on like every single one of these tight ends compared to last year. Andrews, Kittle, Hawk, maybe not as much of a discount, but given his role on the Vikings, like he's well worth a pick there. So I think, unless you think that Kelsey's just going to lap the field again, I don't think that. I think there's a lot of value in the elite tight ends. And you're also getting a tight end that could win you the week, or win you, the late in the season, just win you the tournament. So, okay. This is tough. I don't take a lot of Aaron Jones, but it might be not a bad idea on this team, because I already have a bet on Green Bay. Yeah, I don't mind that. I really don't take much Aaron Jones, but I think it makes sense on this team. He should get a lot of work, and I don't even know how old Aaron Jones is, but I think he still has some value to be had. T-Law and Dalvin Cook go at the end of that. I think I like Mike Evans. Or I could just take Jordan Addison. I just think he's so expensive. I just don't. It's okay. There's another guy I'd prefer. I'll take Mike Evans. I don't mind taking Jordan Addison. I think he's starting to get to the price where there's not a lot of room for him to grow. So, I mean, he could, JJ could get hurt, knock on wood, of course, but like, that's the only way I see him like really jumping. Like, is he really going to be a 3rd round pick next year? Is that how powerful that offense is going to be? Especially given the fact that Kirk Cousins, and maybe Kirk might be leaving next year. He likely is. They got Kirk, and then they got TJ, Hawk, and JJ as their top 3 guys, or top 2 guys, I guess, on receiving end. And it's just hard to see a path where he's going to jump a bunch of rounds. And I mean, Mike Evans was a third round pick, or like third round, second round pick last year. Partly because Godwin was hurt, but I could see him doing a lot more for this team. Probably a little more risky in terms of like how good the offense will be, because I'm pretty confident Vikings are going to be good, but I'm not confident in Tampa Bay being good offense. So I do like this range of running back. I like Rashad. I like Akers. I like Pierce. Don't mind Pacheco. And these guys are just going to keep steaming up Madison and Javonte. So I'm always happy to take either of those guys. I like grabbing risers as they're going up, and just letting the fallers just go down and pick them up eventually. So yeah, I think this range of Pitts, Goddard, Kittle, Hawk, even Andrews, like that whole tier of tight end is just, there's a lot of value there. And late round tight end is very viable, but I just don't think I just don't see the world where they're really going to be that bad this year. All of them, and maybe two of them do bust, and that's fine. I'm okay taking that out. But I think that there's a strong chance that three of them could just be amazing for their value, and just the scarcity at the position at tight end. So yeah, it's valuable. So we got a T-Law stack on the right with ETN. We got Fields stacked with DJ Moore. Yeah, a lot of people do the double tap thing. Lamar, Waddle, like that a lot. I like this. This team's nice. Mahomes unstacked. We got Tony. So these guys don't have quarterbacks. This guy's Herbert. Not bad. James Conner. Okay. Not bad. I actually really like Herbert this year. Probably going to throw for 5,000 again with Kellen Moore there, but touchdowns can only go up for 25. You can see it where we finish top 5 easy. Yeah, I do agree with that. I do not see the upside as much, but I think there is just as much as, like, I don't know. I guess I mean to say, like, the tight ends I feel like or the quarterbacks are just too high this year, and maybe that's a bad take, but I really think that the opportunity cost of giving a second round pick for the second round picks you could be taking at the skill positions it's just so valuable, I feel like. So I will be buying the elite quarterbacks because I'm not going to enter the season with no elite quarterbacks, but I'm going to be pretty picky about when I'm picking them and really try to make sure I'm correlating my stacks to give myself like the best advantage when I pick them. And even like fall, if I can catch one at the third round, like if I can catch Mahomes on the third, that's rare. Hurts in the third, Allen in the third. Sometimes they do fall there. So I'm very happy to take any of those guys then at that range. So that's how I feel about that. But yeah, I like Herbert a lot. I actually have been stacking. I like taking Allen and taking Quinn Johnson, or just taking Mike Williams, Quinn Johnson. I kind of want to get a triple stack set up with all three, but it's very difficult to get. Very difficult to get. That player was already selected. I just picked it. What are you talking about? So yeah, I'm gonna get as much exposure to Alexander Madison and Javonte as I can, because it seems like there's a good chance that Javonte will be back after a couple of weeks, and they're just gonna keep going up. And they might not rise that much in this draft, but I need to get the exposure while I can. So gotta get some more BBM exposure to them. But yeah, I had Herbert a couple leagues last year, and I definitely don't have a bias against him. I'd really think it just depends, because Eckler was so efficient last year, and I imagine that's going to go down a little bit touchdown-wise. And Herbert was hurt a little bit throughout the Herbert was hurt a little bit throughout the year, so I could like really see Herbert with the bounce back, because last year you can't expect him to do what he did last year, because Herbert, like, he was solid, but he had a lot, like, he did not get the touchdowns that he usually does, and I'm not gonna be one to assume he's gonna do that again. So I'm definitely not gonna be low on Herbert. I like Herbert a lot. I only take him when I could get like one of Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. Then I pretty much always take QJ coming back, and I do stack with Eckler sometimes, but I make sure I get at least two because that's the way he's going to succeed. Is like 2 of his pass catchers. So I'm definitely a buyer of Herbert this year. T-Law, I want to see it again, and that offense should be good. But it does like kind of give you pause when you think about taking Trevor Lawrence a round before, maybe a round and a half before Lamar Jackson. It's like, man, or a round and 4 after. It's like, man, that seems kind of thin. But Herbert has proved he's elite, and I think he will be elite this year too. They've added weapons. Hopefully he stays healthy all season, and the efficiency will go up a little bit for him. And he just came off an insane year before that. So all about buying. I'm fine with buying the dip on Herbert there. I like that call. All right, so we got Madison. So we got the week 17 correlation from Minnesota, Green Bay. Baltimore plays Miami. Denver plays Chargers. I mean, QT's gone. Okay. I was gonna say, if he fell to me, I would have took him. I gotta start thinking about what I'm doing at quarterback now. I feel like he's the only elite quarterback you can get a discount. Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think there was Lamar was at a discount for a short period of time, and as soon as he signed that contract, he's been flying. So I think Lamar was like by far the best potential. Obviously you can make a case for any of these quarterbacks. T-Law could just take another step this year and be the best quarterback or like a top 4 quarterback this year, no doubt. But I think Lamar was just like so underpriced just because people were worried maybe he doesn't play this year, that kind of thing. Now he's probably not the best value, but I think you can make the case for any of the guys up top. But I definitely don't hate the idea of just buying in on Herbert the second year. And the way I've been drafting his receivers, I'm definitely buying like Herbert having a much better year this year, because I don't think he's definitely a good quarterback. He's elite, and I think he's going to bounce back. So. And I hope they do. I really hope that I want that division to be more competitive, like Denver too. I want Denver to bounce back as well. Definitely been betting on Denver to bounce back too. So, so I could probably wait on tight end for a while now. Should just Lazard's here. Where is A. Rodgers at? Is he already gone? There he went. Wow, this guy's really going heavy receiver. Okay. I think this is. Wow, this is rough. Okay. I think I just don't worry about quarterback at all at this point. I think this is a gross receiver range. Wow. I don't take much Elijah Moore, but I'll take him. Get some correlation with the Jets. This is a pretty ugly range. I think KJ Miller is one of the best values as well. Kind of go back on that point I made earlier. I think KJ Miller has a path to just being getting a lot of touches right away in this season. So I could absolutely see that. I think, all right, that's fine. I'll take that. He feels really, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Devin Achane. He feels so expensive. But I don't mind taking him for correlation purposes. But yeah, that was just a really rough range. There's no receivers I was interested in. So it kind of sucks, but that's fine. I like our receivers and running backs here. Try to see what our targets are for later on down the road here. So yeah, I like Kendra a lot. Like I said, I think there's a chance Kamara gets suspended. Even if he doesn't, I think Kendra is really talented. But if he does get suspended, then he's just immediately gonna, have work, like a lot of work. I don't think Jamal Williams is a workhorse or anything. So, okay, maybe it's time for another. I'm a buyer of Gibson too. I think that the Eric Bieniemy is going to use him a lot in the passing game. So I do like Gibson over. I've been buying Gibson over Brian Robinson this year, at least so far. I guess Tyler Boyd isn't a horrible pick here. Rasheed Rice and Mingo. Yeah. Got to figure out my quarterback position. Got to figure out quarterback. Go Russ. And I can grab Marvin Mims maybe. And like another guy. All right. Let's see. Herbert's going to have a huge year. What's up, Christopher? Welcome to the stream, by the way. Let me know if you guys want me to call you anything else, just let me know. I'll remember. Appreciate you guys supporting and hanging out. I really, really appreciate it. Herbert's going to have a huge year. They have a good schedule for shootouts too. Oh, yeah. Herbert's fun. Herbert's fun. He's a very, fun stack because, it's kind of like Burrow. Like, you could see him going for 404, 305. Like, that's just what he can do. And that's just fun because, the rushing quarterbacks are great. Don't get me wrong. But when they can throw for 404, you just get all the points, especially if you have it stacked up. It's like, Mike Williams went for 102 this game, and Josh Palmer went for 75 and a touchdown. I got all those points. That's amazing. Like, it's pretty great. So I think when you do take those kind of quarterbacks, just making sure you get at least get a double stack is very, very important in my opinion, at least. I like taking Palmer with him, cheap, and Mike and Keenan get hurt every year. Yeah, no kidding. They do get hurt literally every year. I know a couple years back, I took Keenan Allen. I think it was in he might have been like a second round pick or something. And then I just got just roasted. He's like, this dude gets hurt every year. I was like, nah, man, I believe in Keenan Allen. Literally the first game of the season, hurt, out for the season. I was just like, man, I still like Keenan Allen. It's just, he does get he just gets hurt a lot. So I don't mind Palmer. I actually took Palmer a lot last year. I just don't know how it's gonna work with Quentin Johnson. But if anyone gets hurt, then bump up any of them because they're all viable. Palmer's good. I think QJ will probably be solid. Mike Williams is obviously good when he's healthy, and Keenan Allen's great when he's healthy. He's getting older though. This is a team where, whoa, woof, man, woof. This is rough. Okay, so I'll take Kendra, and then now the faucet begins on quarterback. I have a couple outs. I got an option for, I'm going to take one of Russ, Love, and Carr, and then I could stack with Shaheed late. And then I'll either get Jaden Reed or Dobbs, and then I can get Marvin Mims, hopefully. He always escapes my grasp. And then Greg Dulcich is also there. Do you guys have a take on the Denver receivers? Do you like Mims? Do you like one of the other guys back down there? How do you feel about that? I think it's time to take Russ. Yeah, I think it's time to take Russ. I think I could have waited, but I think it's just I should lock up my first quarterback here because I've had some drafts recently where I'm getting locked out of quarterback and it's not fun. So, but yeah, you guys have any takes on the Denver situation for quarterback or receivers this year? Because it's a crapshoot. I'm in the party where I think that one of Sutton and Judy are going to get moved. Probably not Judy, but Sutton. But yeah, I think Judy's going to be fine. I think Sutton could get moved or traded, or literally Sutton was pretty not very good last year. So I really think that Mims could just be better than him, or even like, you can make the case for Tim Patrick coming off the ACL. He was Tim Patrick was good, and they paid him a decent amount when he was playing, so it's not the worst. I'm only drafting Judy unless Sutton falls far. Like Pirine, yeah, I took a lot of Pirine, but the good thing is I think he might fall in price, and I'm going to take him more because I think Pirine and Javonte could be good picks. Because I don't know, I guess you could just hope that Sean Payton is a miracle worker and they just become a really good offense again. Because they have the weapons. They have Russ Wilson. He should be not horrible. Like they have Javonte, they have Pirine, they have 2-3 solid receivers, and they have a pretty decent defense, and they have a couple talented tight ends. So, So their first draft pick was Mims. I feel like that says something. Sean Payton picked him, so I think that means that, like, I feel like he has a lot of control over what's happening. So I would venture to say he's got some control in terms of like who's getting picked. I'm surprised that Jaden Reed's going higher than Mims right now. Interesting. How do you guys feel about three quarterback build? If I go like Carr, Love, and Russ Wilson, do you think that's too much, or do you think that's a decent strategy here? Because I could do that and grab Shaheed, Mims, and Reed, hopefully. There's no guarantee I'm going to get these quarterbacks, but hopefully I can get one of them. Yeah, I agree, Cole. I really like Mims this year. I wonder if Troutman could take that tight end job. Payton traded for him. He was on the Saints before. I actually had Troutman last year. I had some Troutman teams last year because I was fading Taysom Hill, which didn't work out too well for me. So I don't mind that. I think I could see Troutman jumping up. Dulcich seemed pretty good to me, but they have like what, 3? Do they have Alberto still? They do have Alberto, yeah. So I could see any of those guys ended up being valued. They could do two tight end sets as well. So late quarterback kind of have to go 3. I think I'm with you there. I just didn't know if I wanted to take those 3 guys or if I wanted to like kind of wait. But if they're both there, I might as well snag both of them because I feel like this is a good pocket, and you're kind of like avoiding having to take, Lance, Howell, Purdy, any of those guys back there. But I've been taking a lot of Packers Jordan Love. I think that, I hope he's good. He has solid enough weapons, and I think he will be good. But, we no way to know for sure. Yeah, I think I'll take Jordan Love first because I have that more solidified as a stack. So I could just get that kind of locked up. And if I don't get him, then I'll probably just grab Derek Carr. Well, I'm not going to get a triple stack for Carr, so I'm just going to take Mims. Because my thought process there is I'm not going to get Carr double stacked unless I take Juwan Johnson. So I'm fine fading him or not taking him there because I'm pretty confident Shaheed's going to be gone and Carr by the next time I come around. So I'm kind of just like weighing that. If that's not the case, then I'm just wrong. But yeah, I really wish I could have got both those guys there, but I think I'm fine with taking this and kind of securing both my double stacks here. Taking Lance isn't the worst gamble in this big contest. And believe me, I like Lance. I took a lot of them in the earlier drafts, which does not feel good because his price has gone down so much. But I'm a fan of Lance. I really hope he gets to play this year. Probably not on the 49ers at this point. I don't think that's going to happen, but I could see him like also getting traded, maybe playing at some point. But I see they have a lot of loyalty for Purdy, so it just sounds like he's going to be the guy, unfortunately. But yeah, for my Lance shares, I hope that he ends up being something this year. But I will be taking him. This is the Poodle, not the BestBall Mania draft. So, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, obviously, you're just trying to win no matter what in these drafts. So you're trying to obviously get first. So I don't mind, taking shots on risks. So I'm never opposed to taking risks. I do like that. I took a couple Lance teams late. Usually if I like stack San Francisco a little bit though, but he also could get traded technically. So I really like Love as a quarterback 2 with elite quarterback or quarterback 3. Can't stack late with Reed or Dobbs and even the tight ends. Yeah, I could get Musgrave here. I thought about that. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll get Musgrave. 3 years behind Rodgers and looked good against the Eagles last year. Obviously, small samples. Yeah, I think he looked solid last year, Jordan Love. I think he looks pretty good when his like limited time, but I think he's got like what he needs to be, serviceable, and he has some rushing ability. So I think, I think that's a valuable pick, especially this late. I'm not saying he's going to be a top 8 quarterback, but he could. I give him a better chance of being a top 8 quarterback than like Bryce Young. That's for sure. And he's not going that much later than Bryce Young or earlier. So size, but if he sucks, it's not going to kill your team. Yeah, exactly. I like taking Jordan Love. I'm a buyer for Jordan Love. I think I have a good amount of exposure to him right now. Pretty injury's pretty serious. Roethlisberger had the injury, and he never was the same. Yeah, no doubt. I'm with you there. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, my first thought was like Purdy is like gonna play late in the season or like not play at all this year, but I've had like there's been buzz about like everything happening, so I don't know how to feel about it now, but I definitely am starting to like come around to the fact that I guess Jimmy G isn't the worst to take on this team. I could take Michael Mayer too, but yeah, it's hard to say. I wish it was just Lance as a starter because I think that team's ceiling is higher with Trey Lance, but everyone's talked about Trey Lance's ceiling for years, so I just want him to be able to show what he's capable of. Okay, so pretty strong at receiver. I haven't really looked at my team in a bit. Devontae Adams, Wilson. Yeah, I took a lot of receivers early. Okay. Yeah, I like this. I don't care about them having the same bye. If I really cared about it, I'd take Musgrave or something, but I don't care about this. This is I can survive a missing 8 points or something. It's not ideal, but I'm not really worried about that at all. Fits this team if I can get Jimmy. Even though I really don't like taking Jimmy Garoppolo, but he's there, so. Chuba goes, damn. Yeah, I'll just lock up my stack and call it good there. I get both Purdy and Lance. One of them is going to shoot up. Yeah, you could easily just take both of them and stack up San Francisco. The way like the value pockets go in these drafts, like I've had a lot of like super San Francisco stacks, and I just grab one of them or both of them if I can, because they're both late enough where like it doesn't really matter who's starting. They're gonna. They don't even have to be that good. They just toss the ball to Debo, let him score an 80-yard touchdown, and you get all the points. Like, it doesn't really matter. So I I like that that idea, especially because they're so late. Like if Lance was still going in like the 100 range, then I wouldn't want to take it. But right now you could take both for sure, and it's like I think you could take both literally and just be fine. Like, and it's not gonna like hurt you that much. So okay. Wrapping up towards the end of the draft here. Man. So let's see. Yeah, definitely stopping at 2. I'm good with Andrews and Mayer. I'm not worried about the bye week at all. So I think this is probably a build where I go 1 receiver, 1 running back. You guys have any punts you guys like? I feel like I got a lot of correlation here already. I mean, I could add an indie guy. I don't think there's anyone back here that's really interesting though, but no, there's not. It's like an Evan Hole. I'm not gonna do that. Don't have a charger. There's like, is Josh Palmer back here? Maybe I can get Josh Palmer for you guys. You guys like that in this build for the Denver stack, and then Josh Palmer coming back late in the season. Don't hate that. Jerome Ford is Sean Tucker. Sean Tucker on the Bucks. So, all right. Yeah, I'm down. I'm always down to like diversify my exposures late because, you know, getting like other people's opinions is what you need, because otherwise you're just gonna keep taking the same people, and it's never really good to do that. So I like Jerome Ford a lot. I've been taking him. I haven't took Sean Tucker yet. Maybe I can go Palmer and Ford to close this out, or if Cedric Tillman I like as well. I can kind of build out that bet on the Cleveland. Oh yeah, I'd be grabbing 2 Cleveland guys if I do that. Wow. Slayton already passed the Tyquan range, unfortunately. Oh, it's Jimmy fed Kittle, so we know he goes like, yeah, he'll sling it to he'll give Michael Mayer like 8 targets a game or something. I'm just worried that offense is going to be horrible, but I really hope they're serviceable. I mean, Jimmy's not bad, so I just want them to be competitive. Tim Patrick's still there? Yeah, he's right here. Tim Patrick's right there too. Josh Palmer went. Damn. Sniping me on my Josh Palmer. Mac Hollins. Yeah. Someone's got a... Is he the number 2 on that team? It's kind of interesting. Yeah, we know they don't throw much, but I'll get Jerome Ford here. Oh wow, next man up behind Chip. All right, so I'm open to any of these guys. I'll let you guys kind of pick here. 6'4", 225, number 2. Yeah, Mac Hollins did pretty good last year on the Raiders. Yes, Raiders. Yeah, like he had like the most random spike weeks where he would have like 100 yards and touchdowns. Definitely remember those games. Tucker bench 29, 4-3, just white in the backfield. Yeah. That's a good take. I like that. I'll take. Oh, Tim Patrick went 2. Wow, this guy's sniping me, bro. I'll take Mac Hollins. I like that idea. I think I'll start adding Sean Tucker on my Tampa Bay stuff. Interesting. I really thought about the backup because Rachaad White, I don't think he's a workhorse. I like Rachaad White. I really like him. I'm personally a Bucs fan, but I don't see Rachaad White getting all the work. So that's just me. But let's see here. Yeah, we got sniped on our Tim Patrick, Cole. We got sniped on the Tim Patrick. I was leaning that way just because for correlation purposes, but at this point, I think all these picks are like almost the same. think adding a quarterback can give you like a more like maybe a floor potentially, but like, oh wow, Stroud went to the last round. I thought he usually goes a little earlier. Do you think Ertz ends up being valuable this year? I wonder. I will not be taking him. If Ertz ends up being relevant, I will not be taking him. So, unfortunately, I'll miss that boat. Fun draft. This is like one of my smoother drafts, and I really do not like being a 10, 11, 12. It's not fun, but it's pretty good so far. I'm actually pretty pleased with the way this draft ended up. I went heavy on receiver. I went four of the first 6 rounds of receiver, and I was able to get elite tight end at value, and then just hammer running back. Got 6 running backs that are all like all have value. 2 of them that could be smashes if they the right things happen for them. So I really like that. Let's see these teams real quick. So this guy got unstacked Herbert. See, this is the thing I would not want to do. Like he took Herbert 4 picks ahead of ADP, unstacked. It's just I don't see that being average, I guess. But I don't feel like that's enough. He probably tried. I mean, maybe he tried to, but Quentin Johnson fell. So I don't. In that case, it doesn't sound like he could have gotten him. This feels interesting at quarterback. Dak and Ritter. Not a fun one for me. Pickens, QJ. I don't know how I feel about the Dalton Kincaid ADP. Feels a little bit frothy. Just a little bit frothy. All right. I like Matt Collins because he's potential leverage against Bijan owners in the playoffs. He's so late. I like that take. That's a good idea. Honestly, yeah, I like getting new people's opinions on just different things because, first of all, a lot of the opinions are sharp. There's a lot of really smart people in this community, so I really appreciate the insight and just like kind of your idea behind it. So that's good stuff. But yeah, I mean, Bijan's a first-round pick. He's going to be a first-round pick for the rest of his career, probably, as long as he's healthy. So, and someone else is going to get targets in an offense. They may not throw it much, but someone else is going to get the ball. And Matt Collins is probably the best person on that roster other than Drake London and Pitts. So I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. And we already saw he had a spike week on the Raiders with probably better receivers. Well, definitely better receivers. So very, very possible that happens this year. So we got the Aaron Rodgers. I think that's a 3 quarterback build. I like this. Carr, Goff, Howell. I like that. His running backs are super nice. This feels like a pretty strong team. 3 tight ends late. Sometimes I just look at their teams to see like if people just did some wacky stuff because I wasn't really looking at the draft board the whole entire draft as much as I usually do. Cup, Stafford, Josh Allen, and Gabe. Puka Van. Okay, I like that. The triple stack for Goff. I think it's Stafford. Jesus. Kyler Murray. Joe Burrow, Bryce Young, Saquon. I think I'm going to start getting some Kyler Murray exposure because I think he's fell far enough where I think he might be a buy for me, just in case he ends up being like healthy. Maybe he starts playing like week 8. I mean, that's a possibility. So All right. Let's see here. See what I like. See what my favorite team is of these ones. Unstack Herbert. Burrow Diggs. I feel like this top dog team is pretty good. Check them out. T-Law, D-Watt, ETN, Taylor, Cook, Foreman, Chuba, Lamb, Mike Williams, Odell. Yeah, solid. Didn't really get much of a Jacksonville stack, but I do like it otherwise. Got Cleveland Peace. It's not bad. Couple Jets. Carolina too, so he's on the Jacksonville, Carolina, Cleveland, New York Jets. Couple Denver players with this Chargers bet. Yep. I like that. I like that a lot. Anyways, that was a fun draft. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Christopher and Cole, I really appreciate it. Please be sure to like leave feedback in the comment section, everything like that. I'm trying to learn and become better at this, and I really appreciate any feedback and just kind of hanging out. After turn first, we're going to learn a lot. Yes, yeah, there's going to be some sick, crazy movements after that. Agreed. Yeah, no doubt. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out. Makes it so much more enjoyable when I can kind of like share my experience with other people and just kind of interact with the chat. It's really fun and I enjoy it. So really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your Friday night to hang out. And yeah, hopefully this one goes to the top of the Poodle draft. So I really hope this one ships it all. So yeah, I'm gonna start. As long as they're doing like some puppy drafts, poodle drafts, stuff like this, I'm probably be able to get a stream out every probably twice a week, and then I'll be uploading on the side as well. So just trying to work on like improving some thumbnail situations and stuff like that. So, but if you guys are new, shoot a sub and so you can stay up to date and check out the next stream. I think you already. I think I saw you may have subbed already, Christopher. So I appreciate that. But yeah, trying to reach our goal of 25 subs, and yeah. I'm not gonna go on about that more. I just really appreciate the time you guys took to hang out and watch, and I'm really grateful for that. I don't forget those things. So I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and yeah, stay safe and have a good time. Peace, guys.